You've likely heard that Gen Z is the most progressive generation in American history, and for a while, that seemed to be the complete narrative. However, a quiet rebellion is unfolding as young men are increasingly drawn to a new form of conservatism, distinct from past generations. This massive political gender gap is tearing Generation Z in two, with young women becoming more progressive while young men move in the opposite direction. This isn't just an American trend. In Germany, young men are twice as likely to vote for the hard-right AfD party as young women of the same age. In South Korea, the ideological divide between young men and women is even more extreme, marking a political earthquake often ignored or misunderstood by mainstream media. They often paint a simplistic picture of angry, radicalized young men, but the reality is far more complex, representing a desperate search for meaning and a cultural course correction. So, how did we arrive at this point? To understand, we must see the world through their eyes. Imagine growing up constantly told your innate masculinity is toxic, your ambition dismissed as privilege, and your very nature scrutinized. They see men portrayed as clueless buffoons, malicious predators, or disposable characters in media. This isn't just a feeling. Polling shows a growing belief among young men that society has become hostile towards them. A stunning 45% of young men now believe they face discrimination, and half agree that society seems to punish men just for acting like men. They also face a dating market warped by the internet, where algorithms create intense competition and genuine connection feels lost. For many, all they seek is respect and a clear path forward. Furthermore, institutions that once provided a roadmap have crumbled. Trust in government, Congress, and news media is at rock bottom for Gen Z. A Harvard poll found only 19% of young Americans trust the federal government to do the right thing most of the time. They were told to get a college education, only to be saddled with crippling debt in an economy where building a future feels like a fantasy. More than 4 in 10 young people are barely getting by financially, and about 45% of those aged 18 to 29 live at home, an 80-year high. The old paths to a meaningful life have been torn down or deemed problematic, leaving them in a void. The progressive left offers a narrative of collective guilt, while the establishment right seems out of touch, failing to address this deeper cultural crisis. Feeling isolated and rudderless, young men search for answers online, the only place that seems to offer any. This isn't about embracing traditional Republican politics. It's a gut-level rejection of the entire modern script. They see the dominant progressive culture as a primary source of their confusion, pathologizing masculinity and creating chaotic social dynamics. A global survey found that 57% of Gen Z men believe feminism has gotten so far that men are now suffering discrimination. Their skepticism extends to the traditional conservative movement, which they see as weak and failing to conserve anything of value. This leads to a surge in support for populist, anti-establishment figures who speak directly to their sense of betrayal. They hold a deep distrust of all major institutions, from media to politicians and corporations. This isn't apathy, it's an active, hostile dissatisfaction, a desperate search for something real in an unstable world. Gen Z men are reinventing conservatism, focusing on personal responsibility and radical self-improvement. The message is clear: you are not a victim. You have the power to build yourself and forge your own destiny. This includes a massive cultural emphasis on physical fitness, discipline, entrepreneurship, and financial independence. They are returning to proven wisdom, finding stability in traditional ideas about family, gender roles, and community. These structures are seen not as oppressive, but as a blueprint for stability, happiness, and meaning. They intensely search for community and belonging, craving real-world brotherhood in a digitally isolated world. This new conservatism offers a shared identity and purpose, telling them they aren't alone in their struggles. Finally, there's a hunger for moral clarity, drawn to objective truth, honor, duty, and virtue in a world that preaches relativism. It's a powerful rejection of the cynical and deconstructed in favor of the aspirational and the noble. This shift is a huge unfolding story, reshaping our world in real time. Are you seeing this trend among your friends and your family or online? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you think this conversation is important, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. So, are Gen Z men the new face of conservatism? Absolutely, but it's a version their fathers and grandfathers would barely recognize. It's not primarily political, it's personal, cultural, and even spiritual. This is a gut-level rejection of a society they feel has fundamentally failed them. They are looking for strength where they've been told they're toxic, seeking purpose where they've been offered nihilism. They search for honor and brotherhood in a world that seems to value neither. They turn to tradition not because they are stuck in the past, but because they are desperately trying to build a viable future. This isn't just a political trend. It's a generation of young men trying to find their way in a world that burned all the maps. In doing so, they may just reshape our cultural and political landscape for decades to come.